Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 10:05. We're going to get started here this morning. If we can get everybody have everybody grab their seats. So, this morning, Commissioner Hartung, would you like to introduce our guest really quick before we get started?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was waiting for my light to come on. We have with us today Adeline Trimble. Adeline is a student at Spanish Springs Elementary School. Second grade, I believe. Third grade, my bad. It's a new year. I forgot about that. They happen so fast. Third grade at Spanish Springs Elementary School. She was the first recipient of a grant that was given, a YEST grant, and Youth Engaged in Service, and later she'll tell us all the things that she's accomplished with that money.
Fantastic. Well, Ms. Trimble, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning? Okay, great. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Trimble. It's always a wonderful pleasure to have some of our amazing youth here with us to spend the day and show us why we're all here to do this. All right. Madam Clerk, can I get a roll call, please?
Certainly. Bob Lucy, Chair.
Here.
Vice Chair Marcia Burke-Bigler. Here. Kitty Jung is absent today. Vaughn Hartung.
Here.
Jean Herman. Here. County Manager John Slaughter.
Present.
Assistant District Attorney Paula Pirelli. Or
Dave Wattsfield here.
Deputy District Attorney with David Watts-Vial, thank you. And I'm Nancy Parent, County Clerk. You have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
And we also have with us our esteemed guest, Mrs. Adeline Trimble, as well. All right, we are on, thank you, Madam Clerk. We are on to item 3, public comment. And at this time, we do have some individuals, so I would call, yes. Mr. Manager. Yeah, I wanted you to
I'll introduce that item. Public comment. Comment heard under this item is limited to 3 minutes per person, may pertain to matters both on and off the commission agenda. Commission will also hear public comment during individual action items, with that comment also limited to 3 minutes per person, and comments are to be made to the commission as a whole.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. What I'll do is I will call the individuals up here, and if I could get everybody to line up and queue up behind, that would be great. First up, I have Mrs. Kathleen Shoup, followed by Miss Darlene Hesse.
Good morning. I'm Kathleen Shoup, and I'm here in protest of putting a high school at the Wild Creek Golf Course location. And I would really like to stress that it's going to be up to certain agencies whether or not that golf course becomes a high school or if it's going to be kept as a golf course. And I would like to see that happen. I would like to see you encourage the RSCVA to keep it as it is and to turn the management of it over to a private enterprise so that we can retain our open space. I don't want to lose that green space. There are a lot of animals that live out there, and it sure does add to our community to have open spaces. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have Miss Darlene Hesse, followed by Mr. Charles McCubbins.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm a Wild Creek protector too, but I sure hope that you really think about this. This isn't a wise decision to put a school, build a state-of-the-art, which I don't even believe in, state-of-the-art schools. The kids need schools, and we are for education, all of us. It's very important, probably the most important thing of all for our country. But anyway, to tear down a $30 million golf course and put in a state-of-the-art school on a floodplain, and from what I understand, that is a floodplain. And the golf course does fine with it, but at times, They don't do real good. It has flooded over onto McCarran. It's flooded over, the Whittican Road. And then another thing my husband and I are talking about, 2,500 kids being bused. That's 62 buses going in there. Have you ever thought about the traffic? My gosh, it's horrendous right now. It's just unbelievable, the traffic. And that's a beautiful area. And I'm so happy to see there's been so many tournaments lately. We've gone over and signed petitions, and there's only been one person that wouldn't sign our petition, that people from out of town, many people are playing there. That's a lovely place. I've taken so many beautiful pictures, and the animals are just unbelievable. Everything is perfect over there, but not to tear it down and build a school. It's just unbelievable. There's so many adversities. It will cost so many, what are you going to do with the soil that's been contaminated for 40 years from the golf course? Are you going to dig that all out? At what cost? It's going to cost millions more than whatever they're saying. And I guess today there's going to be an announcement of Plan B and C for the schools, which I'm glad to hear. We probably won't be able to be allowed in there, but we'd sure like to go and see if we could see what Plan B and C is. But this is really a beautiful golf course. It's a PGA golf course, $30 million to build it, and then to tear it down. The Washoe County people paid for this. And this is such a waste of money for the schools. How about going up and getting the BLM property for $10 an acre? That's just unbelievable. And flat lands, there's got to be a lot of flat lands around. Well, thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope that you all change your mind. This is a gorgeous area to tear down, open space. And what the license plate says for Reno, to protect open spaces, well, we're one of them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Hesse. Next, I have Mr. Charles McGubbins, followed by Ms. Tracy Hall.
County Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity. I think what we're discussing here is not appropriate. I feel very strongly that we have so much vacant land and property that the destruction of a facility that you control, I've got so many points of interest. The environmental impact, the traffic flow on McCarran currently is outrageous. We're doing renovation on Pyramid Highway because of the traffic. To add 2,500 cars and school buses in this particular area, there's no room for expansion. You can't widen McCarran. It's hemmed in by the businesses. I speak from a golfer standpoint, not from a resident, but golf is a universal thing, and it draws people to Reno. It impacts the Reno residents, Sparks residents in the county. We need to have prudent decisions when it comes to governing, and this property is an oasis in the middle of, it's one of the few green spots left. There's so much vacant land that's more accessible and usable, and I would encourage the county, since you own this property, to consider or reconsider using an alternative property for your placement of HUD High School or the high school. We're not opposed to a high school. We're all in favor of it. What we're opposed to is the irresponsible decision to use a good facility that is a revenue generator for the county to tear it up and release it. And all this vacant property is not even being considered. We encourage you to think about this. You have decisions coming up to act prudently and wisely and take into consideration all of the factors before you make a decision. Turn it over to a private management company to run. We have in Reno, we're getting an increased population. Most of them are senior citizens. They need a recreational facility. We have one here. When I had my stent, I used Arrow Creek, or I used Wild Creek for my therapy. It's a great piece, and I just ask that you do consider it and reconsider it since you own it, please, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Next, I have Ms. Tracy Hall, followed by Ms. Tammy Holtstill.
Hi, Tracy Hall for the record. I was here last week. I am supposed to be a Lemon Valley resident. I went to the meeting here Tuesday, went to the meeting Thursday at Lemon Valley Elementary for the Prada development that's wanting to go in out there. I kind of lost my cool at that meeting. I'm kind of embarrassed, but at the same time, I don't know what you guys expect from us people out there. That developer wants to raise that land 10 feet. As homeowners, we're not allowed to raise our land. That's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Money talks, doesn't it? Apparently, I don't have enough money. It's a slap in the face. It really is. I'm losing my patience. I'm sick at this point. We need to feel like we matter out there. It's absolutely ridiculous. I hear buyouts. Okay, that seems like the best issue for me because my land still has water on it. You can't raise my home. The land's an issue, not the home. It's not an issue. It can't happen that way. You want to relocate my home? I can't. It's too old. They won't move it. So that's not an option for me either. So I guess I have to look towards a buyout, which leaves me to starting over. I guess that's just something I'll have to do. But the buyout's not going to come quick enough. Somewhere, somehow, I don't care where you guys find it, you find money for silly stuff. You guys need to find the money to take care of this problem. There's 10 homes out there right now that need help. That's just a small portion of this problem. The problems we're having around this nation are huge, I get that. But this happened to us 7 months ago. You guys need to take care of your own community first. Don't worry about making national news. Why don't you guys be a hero to us out there in Lemon Valley? You're taxpayers. We're part of the community. You guys need to address the issue with the lake. The lake is a problem. You can't move us over to some property to have us in danger again after starting to rebuild. Do you have any idea what that does to our mental health? Our mental health is important. It really is. You guys are all staring at me with this blank look. I'm tired of the blank looks. I'm so tired. I want to rebuild my life. And if I have to give a little, I will. So why don't you guys then just do that for us? Give a little, please. Please, just give a little. Show some concern, some compassion, okay? It's costing me $225 extra a month right now to board my horse. It costs me money on top of that just to go out and see her. I just feel it's really unfair that we're being pushed off. Please, push something through, find the money somewhere, quit building ballparks and stuff. Help us out first. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. Next, I have Ms. Tammy Holtstill, followed by Mr. William Puchert.
For the record, Ms. Holt still provided a handout, which I'll distribute to the board and place on the record.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Good morning, Chair. Tammy Holtstill for the record, Lemon Valley Swan Lake Recovery Committee, and still here. Thought you might have got rid of me last week because I wasn't here. No, I was out, sorry, but I'm back here and I'm back for business, and then it's not monkey business either. I am extremely sickened by one of the commissioners on this board who swayed the Truckee River Flood Board not to assist the residents in Lemon Valley. It's not his district, and he wants everyone to pay more taxes instead of doing fiduciary responsibility. I tried to make contact with Ira Hansen, but have been told that he was, by the same commissioner, told not to bother with me. I understand that you want to buy out residents. Well, have you done the numbers? I have. I have noticed that to make these residents whole, you can't do it. To make these residents whole who have no mortgages and to put them someplace else in the same type of situation they were already in, They're not going to make it. You want to put them on a 6-acre piece of parcel that was flooded in 2015. That doesn't work. You're endangering them again. We need to fix the problem. So what are the problems? First of all, culverts need to cross Lemon Drive instead of one for 1,000 homes. The culverts need to be maintained properly, not haphazardly. Swan Lake is a closed basin and a dry lake. It should not be receiving all the effluent water that is being pumped from both of the sewer plants. You need to maintain that you stay at the recommended amount of effluent going into that lake and not exceeding like you did back in February and March, which I have the records of. Also, there is an NAC out there and an NRS that Washoe County and the sewer plant have violated. You were supposed to make sure that that lake or that sewer treatment plant was in a 100-year floodplain area and protected. Well, we know we didn't have a 100-year storm, but yet that breached. So there's an issue there. It's time to get to work. It's time to do the right thing for these residents. I am sick of seeing these homes and these people and what's happening to them. And if you keep allowing the growth and you keep allowing the water going into that lake like it is, even though it shouldn't, it'll be my home next, and there will be heck to pay. I'm being nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. William Poocher.
Commissioners, Mr. Manager, and Mr. Assistant DA, I stand before you 7 months after the illegal sign was erected behind my Northwest Reno home in Mountain View Cemetery. While the city of Reno just codified its no new billboards law, the last I saw was a citation sent by your code enforcement department in July, giving an August 2nd deadline for corrective action. I'm sure that citation has been ignored, as all of the 3 others that have been issued, and it's time for some action. Last time I spoke before you, I notified you that the posts on the unfinished sign were beginning to sway in the high winds. Now there are 2 posts visibly swaying, and one of the crossbars has fallen off and started to hang. You all know that the illegal sign perpetrators have put up the sign, as well as others in my area, to attack local sign codes as part of their frivolous litigation campaign to keep the signs up. With the fall and winter months ahead, the fact that the area behind my home is prone to high winds and the deteriorating condition of that sign is a real hazard to not only me and my neighbors, but even more so to the thousands of passing motorists on I-80 just yards away. Is it going to take someone getting seriously injured or killed before something is done? Do you really want to risk that liability, especially when I have been up here and told you time and time again, and your staff as well, about this hazard? I've been told by your staff and have seen emails from my commissioner saying that it is a process that needs to play out. It has been 7 months. It is time for some action here. After I spoke the last time I was here, I was made aware that the chairman had asked the staff for an update. I had requested to have that information too. I have yet to receive information. I understand part of the deal is the legal classification of the structure. Well, if you look at one of the appeals that the sign perpetrators put before the city of, in their lawsuit with the city of Reno, they mention they intend to build 9 signs in the area. They intend to make it a billboard. This is the point where you all need to start living up to the oath that you took to serve and protect the citizens of Washoe County. Not only is it an illegal sign blight affecting my street's property values, but a real danger to the people. It's time to take the illegal sign down. And in my closing seconds, I'd like to say I feel really bad for the Lemon Valley people here, and I hope you take some action to bring them relief as well.
Thank you, Mr. Poocher. All right, seeing no further public comment, we'll bring it back to the board at this time. We are, Mr. Manager, we're on to item 4.
Mr. Chair, this is Commissioner County Manager's announcements, reports, updates, requests for information, or topics for future agendas.
All right, at this time, I have Commissioner Herman.
Thank you, Chair. I first wanted to, since we're on the subject of Lemon Valley, I think that maybe we should look into allowing construction companies to pump the water out of Swan Lake, and it would be at no cost to the county. And I just feel like we should be encouraging that to reduce at least a small portion of the water that's in there, and they can sure use this on their construction jobs. I wanted to, this next item is to make sure that the victims of the flood in Lemon Valley are not charged for permit fees on their septic repairs, because I know one person had a little bit of trouble with that. So I just want to make sure that the policy is right on that, because I know we voted on that and said that they shouldn't have to pay those permit fees. One more thing, I was wanting to inform that regarding discretionary funds, I promised $5,000 to that RAM event that they're having, so I just wanted to put that on the record. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Herman. Next, I have Madam Vice Chair Burke-Bigler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Regarding Mr. Puchard and his sign, I was driving on Interstate 80, just so the board knows that Mr. Puchard is making a very accurate concern about the sign getting blown down. I was driving on the freeway yesterday in that heavy wind, and it is very frightening to think that a board could come off of that and it would go right into the traffic. It's so close. And so I do think I don't know where we are on that. I would like to hear a report, Mr. Manager, if we could get a report on where we are on that. I know there were some concerns because technically we don't own the property, but we sort of own the property, so it's one of those really crazy circumstances, and I understand that. But I do think we're now at a stage where this thing is actually falling down and it's becoming dangerous to people who are driving on the freeway, and that does concern me a great deal, so I think we need to look into that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Commissioner Hartung.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And as a piggyback on Commissioner Burke-Bigler's request, I'd like to know what our options are, Mr. Manager, with respect to either having the sign removed and then essentially billing them for it, because if it's in violation, I don't know what tools exist for us. So that would be interesting to find out. And then perhaps staff can tell us what we need to do to correspond with the health department to make sure that the fees are dealt with. Do we need to go in front of the health board, or do we need to just make a formal request? And so it would be good to understand what those options are. And that's all I have for now. And I wanted to thank staff for the great report that they gave us last month on Lemon Valley.
Yep.
And I think it was very comprehensive. It tells us a lot about what's going on. I stand firm that I don't want to raise houses when people have no septic and have no water and no access. I would rather try to relocate them, and when I think that there's a misnomer in terms of relocating. I don't think we're talking about picking those houses up. I think it's an actual relocation where the houses would be raised and a new residence would be sought. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Hartung. All right, seeing no further comments from the commissioners and the manager at this time, we are going to move on to item 5. Mr. Manager.
Mr. Chair, this is introduction of new Washington County employees. So as is our tradition, we'll have the commissioners come down, have our employees come introduce themselves, tell us what department they're in, what a little bit about what they're doing, their job title, and we will welcome them to the county.
Hello, am I on?
Yep,
Oh, hi, my name is Jacqueline King. I work for Washoe County Regional Animal Services, and I'm an Animal Services Assistant.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Harrell, and I work for the Washoe County Planning and Building Department as a permit technician.
Good morning. My name is Courtney Smith. I'm a family support specialist with the DA's office.
Hi, my name's Karen Larson, and I'm a family support specialist at the District Attorney's Office.
Hi, I'm Janae Mathias, and I'm in the communications department as a dispatcher. We're training.
My name is William Mantle. I'm a family support specialist in the DA's office also.
Hi, I'm Lauren Wilson. I'm a family support specialist in the District Attorney's office.
Good morning. My name is Manuel Coronado. I'm with the clerk's office. I'm an OA2 deputy clerk.
Big round of applause to all of them.
All right, Mr. Manager, we are on to item 6. Before we jump into item 6, I want to welcome all the new employees. Thank you, and welcome to the Washoe County family. Hopefully you have a long, long life with us here at Washoe County. Mr. Manager.
Mr. Chair, this item 6 is our recognition of excellence in public service certificates. Washoe County encourages lifelong learning and professional development of all of our employees. Administered by the Human Resources Department, Excellence in Public Service is a series of certificate programs designed to support employee development and performance. The completion of the courses over 2 years demonstrates the employee's commitment to continuous personal and professional improvement and to Washoe County's journey of excellence. And today we are very pleased to recognize that commitment. And we will start with Joy Betton, Library Assistant 2 for the library. And Joy has completed the Essentials of Management Development Certificate. Congratulations to Joy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And next is Heather Condon. Heather is Pretrial Services Program Manager for our 2nd Judicial District Court. And Heather has completed the Essentials of Management Development. Congratulations. Next is Gloria Jimenez, Office Assistant 2 for the District Attorney's Office. Gloria has completed the Promote Yourself Mini Certificate Program. See, and next is Andrea Lee, Office Assistant 2 for the District Attorney's Office. And Andrea has completed the Essentials of Personal Effectiveness and the Promote Yourself Mini Certificate Program. Julie Munoz, Office Support Specialist for the Public Administrator. Julie has completed the Essentials of Management Development. Good to see you. Next is Justin Norton. Justin is Administrative Assistant 2 for the Medical Examiner's Office. And Justice has completed the Essentials of SAP for Financial Staff and the Essentials of SAP for HR Rep Certificate Programs. Good job, Justin. Next is Aurora Partridge. Aurora is a Library Assistant 3 for the library and has completed the Essentials of Management Development. And last but not least, Mary Ferris, Family Support Specialist for the DA's Office. Mary has completed the Essentials of Management Development. Okay.
Well, you know, I think this is one of my favorite parts of the meeting every month, is that to watch all of our employees take advantage of these opportunities that we here at Washoe County provide for your further growth and as individuals and in your career as well. I also want to thank our elected officials, District Attorney Hicks and Mr. Cavallo, for allowing your departments, your employees to come and participate in programs like this. It's tremendous that the support goes from all levels. So all the department heads and all the individuals that are here that took the time and advantage of this, thank you, and good luck with everything. All right, Mr. Manager, we are on to proclamations, and first up we have Madam Vice Chair.
I'll introduce this as Commissioner Bergbiegler comes down to the podium. This is item 7A, proclamation of recognition of the first Tech Challenge Team, 11574 Sonic Screwdrivers. And Commissioner Bergbiegler will read the proclamation, and then later in the agenda, we're going to have a demonstration.
Wonderful. Looks like we have some of the Sonic Screwdrivers here with us.
So what you should know, if you don't already know, that these guys are a lot younger than high school students. Not a lot younger, but they're younger than high school students. But they competed against high school students and won at the state level. So these are not just your average, everyday, brilliant children. They're really brilliant children, and we're very proud of them.
Ladies, you can get closer. She doesn't bite, I promise. She only bites me. Only me.
Only him. Okay, so let me read this proclamation. Whereas the first Tech Challenge Team 11574 Sonic Screwdrivers and all-girls robotics team was newly formed in September 2016 and met weekly to develop STEM skills and practice engineering principles, and was challenged to design, build, program, and operate a robot in head-to-head competition with other FTC teams and robots. And whereas the first Tech Challenge Team 11574 Sonic Screwdrivers represents the first core values of friendly competition, discovery, and teamwork, and practices gracious professionalism at a core value at a core value in first that state in I should have put my glasses on. In first, that states character is what matters in first and in life. And whereas the first Tech Challenge Team 11574 Sonic Screwdrivers, made up of 12 and 13-year-old girls, faced off against high school teams from across the state and won the Inspire Award at the Nevada State Competition and advanced to the first Tech Challenge Super Regional Championship held in Tacoma, Washington in March 2017. And whereas the first Tech Challenge Team 11574 Sonic Screwdrivers has shown their commitment to community outreach through their presentations of STEM and coding activities for various local organizations and Washoe County residents, including the 2017 Reno Mini Maker Fair, the Microsoft Reno Digi Girls Camp, and the Full Steam Ahead robotics program at the South Valleys Library. Now therefore, the Washoe County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim our recognition of their accomplishments and express encouragement for the First Tech Challenge Team 11574 Sonic Screwdrivers all-girls robotic team to continue their educational journey and commitment to STEM and robotics as a model for their Washoe County colleagues can emulate. Dated this 19th day of September 2017 and signed by our chair, Commissioner Bob Lucy. Ladies, I'm so proud of you. It just shows women, up with women. We can do STEM work. We are just as good as the boys, aren't we?
No, that's right. Congratulations.
Girls? Well,
Can we get them to introduce themselves really quick?
yeah, why don't you introduce yourselves, and then I guess we're going to do the presentation later under a different numbered item. So would you introduce yourself?
So hi, I'm Sophia. I'm the captain of the team, and I also build and program the robot.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the main programmer, and I also do CAD.
Hi, I'm Genevieve. I'm the business manager, and I also program, build, and do CAD.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm the newest member on the team, and I hope to learn a lot about building.
Hi, I'm Patty Poston. I'm the coach.
And I'm Kristen Burbano, and I'm a co-coach. Thank you.
Wow.
Ladies?
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you very much, and we're looking forward
Yeah,
to
let's
your
do
presentation.
let's do a picture right now if we can.
Shall we do pictures?
Yeah, let's do a picture, please.
We gather right here in the center.
Okay.
Come on, ladies, over here, this way.
There you go, perfect. What an honor. I mean, all of you girls are from my district down south. What a cool thing.
Can this robot come to my house and do some housework?
All right.
Building now.
Here we go. 3, 2. Too many options as to where to look.
Awesome.
All right, good. Thank you, guys. Congratulations. We're really looking forward to
So what school are you guys from?
their homeschool.
Homeschool. Even better. So is somebody a machinist or somebody's husband a machinist or something like
We're
that?
going to do that this year.
Okay.
So, yes, we could use equipment. So last year it was keep it super simple.
Yes.
And they'll just solve, we'll have our presentation.
So I
They
can
can tell you. Sorry, I don't want to take up your
No,
time.
you're not.
But they'll tell you, yeah?
This is important.
So this year, we're hoping to, in fact, this afternoon, they're meeting with somebody to help them design a part that they have to cut.
Yes.
So we do have access to a CNC machine.
Yes.
And we do have somebody that can build for us, and we're hoping to use those this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. My son is a chemical engineer,
Oh,
but
okay.
we had similar projects, and I have a machine shop.
Oh,
So
okay.
we were,
So,
we
yeah,
had to make
yeah.
lots and lots of things.
Right. I had a retired gentleman, I hope he's still around from the machine,
No,
that helped us, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure that
We
they
need
can
the
do it.
context of that.
You need to
We
make
don't
sure
have
that
machine.
they can learn how to do the machine.
Definitely.
That's the
Right.
important part.
Well, they have the CAD down,
Yeah.
so, well, we're getting there, right?
Well, thank you. We're excited to hear it. We're excited to see the presentation.
Thank you, ladies.
All right. Madam Vice Chair,
Do we have anybody here from CAW today?
coming down.
Yes. So the item 7B is our next proclamation. This is a proclamation proclaiming September 28, 2017 as a day in honor of the Committee to Aid Abused Women.
Thank you. Committee to Aid Abused Women is near and dear to my heart, not because I've ever been abused. I'm too mean for that, but because it does so much great things for all of us here in Washoe County. It's one of the places that I donate suits when I'm not wearing them anymore. I donate them to CAW for women who are reentering the workforce program, and that's a really great project. So let me read this proclamation. Whereas the Committee to Aid Abused Women, also known as CAW, a Northern Nevada nonprofit organization providing free confidential services for people experiencing family violence and whereas the Committee to Aid Abused Women was founded in 1977 in a one-bedroom apartment by brave, forward-thinking women, becoming the first domestic violence program in the state of Nevada. And whereas the Committee to Aid Abused Women has grown to Northern Nevada's largest domestic violence program, providing shelter, transitional housing, and services to more than 10,000 survivors and their families each year, and 22,593 bed nights last year alone. And whereas cause services include a 24-hour emergency hotline, advocacy and individualized case management, emergency shelter, transitional housing, protection order assistance, and support through domestic violence advocates. And whereas CAW continues to be progressive in collaborative partnerships such as Noah's Reno at CAW to better serve our community and survivors by removing barriers for those who need to seek help. And whereas the Committee to Aid Abused Women is celebrating 40 years of providing services and support to victims of domestic violence. Now, therefore, the Washoe County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim September 28, 2017 as a day in honor of the Committee to Aid Abused Women, dated this 19th day of September 2017 and signed by our chair. And thank you so much for all that you guys do.
Thank you so much.
You're wonderful. Would you like to?
Sure, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for having us. And we are so grateful for this honor today. This proclamation is quite lovely. Thank you. And we'd like to invite you all to consider joining us for our 40th anniversary celebration, which is coming up on September 28th, a dinner event at the Atlantis. Our keynote speaker will be Leslie Morgan Steiner. She's the New York Times best-selling author of a book called Crazy Love, which is her personal account of her experience with domestic violence. And we will also be honoring Sylvia Gonzalez, who's a 16-year CAW employee and domestic violence survivor who has provided advocacy services to thousands of survivors and their families over her 16 years with CAW. So once again, thank you for recognizing the organization, our history, and this very important issue. Thank you.
And before you walk away.
Ma'am, and your name, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm Denise Yoxheimer. I'm the executive director of CAW.
Denise, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you all.
And how about a picture? Sure.
Yes, please.
Commissioners. Thank you.
You don't need those anymore. Awesome. Thank you so much for all the work you do. Yes. Oh.
Are you next?
I'm next. Mr. Manager.
Yes, our next proclamation is item 7C on the agenda. This is a proclamation proclaiming October 2017 as Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Awareness Month.
Awesome. Well, it is an awesome honor to have Mr. Keegan Howell with me today, who happens to be my son's really, really good friend from school. And Keegan is here with his mom, and this is a very important proclamation, not only to our Human Services Director, Mrs. Howell. Oh, you're right there. You want to stand right there? Yeah, those are cool boots too. Gotta like those. All right, but we're here to recognize Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Month and recognize that it is a very important issue that we deal with here in Washoe County. As a father and as an expectant father, I have a little one on the way. This is something that scares every one of us as parents, especially new parents. It's a very real threat. It's a very real issue that we deal with, and many parents lay awake at night worrying about these kind of issues. So we want to make sure that we do what we can to recognize this as as an issue in Washoe County, and what we can do to provide awareness to parents going forward. So the proclamation reads, whereas sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, is the leading cause of death among infants under the age of 1 in Washoe County. And whereas there have been 17 infant deaths in Washoe County since 2013 due to unsafe sleeping situations. And whereas babies can suffocate as a result of sleeping in an adult bed or other dangerous sleep surfaces such as couches, armchairs, or pillows. And whereas these deaths are preventable. And whereas babies sleep safest while sleeping alone on their back in a crib, bassinet, with a firm mattress and a tightly fitted sheet with no other items such as toys, pillows, or blankets in the sleep area, when they are dressed appropriately so they don't overheat. And whereas during the month of October, which is SIDS Awareness Month, the Washoe County Human Services Agency and Child Services Division is joining in a national effort to raise awareness about the risk of unsafe sleeping environments and promoting the Safe to Sleep campaign. Now therefore, the Washoe County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim October as Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Awareness Month, and encourages all Washoe County caregivers, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, babysitters, child care providers, health care providers, and others to practice safe sleep habits and reduce the risk of SIDS and other sleep-related causes of infant death. Dated this 19th day of September 2017, signed by myself, Bob Lucy, Chair of Washoe County Commission. Good job, buddy. You made it through. All right.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Amber Howell. I'm the Director of the Human Services Agency. This is not only a very important topic as a director, but also equally important and passionate as a mother of 3 boys. Thank you to the Board of County Commissioners for your support. The Human Services Agency is asking anyone who cares for an infant to practice ABCs. A, alone, always put your baby to sleep alone. B, back, always put your baby to sleep on their back. C, a crib, always put your baby to sleep in a crib. The 17 deaths of unsafe sleep occurrences in Washoe County were 100% preventable. We believe in encourage breastfeeding, bonding, skin to skin, and the importance of healthy contact and unconditional love and attachment to your infant. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge Melissa Fall, who is here in the audience. She is the statewide child fatality specialist, and I want to personally thank her and the Division of Child and Family Services for their support, assistance, and funding, and their empathy and compassion on ways to work diligently to decrease these numbers. Beginning October 2nd, HSA will launch a media and social awareness campaign to raise awareness about the dangers of SIDS and ways to prevent through safe sleep practices. If you have any questions or want to join the effort in raising awareness, call HSA and ask for our Community Outreach Coordinator, Chris Chiarlo. Thank you so much.
Come on, let's grab a picture.
One more time.
All right, Commissioner Hartown.
Mr. Chair, our next proclamation is item 7D on the agenda. And Commissioner Hartung will come down to the podium to introduce this item. And this is proclamation proclaiming October 11, 2017 as International Walk to School Day. And I know we have some of our school police that are here.
Yeah, where's MJ? Did she have to leave?
She was here.
Deputy Cloud.
Guess we'll find out where MJ went.
MJ had a meeting. So
She had to leave.
Understood. Well, I have with me Officer Markison today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. You know, it's so interesting. We come from a different time. I don't remember, it was rarely that our parents drove us to school. We always walked. We didn't have school, no, we truly didn't have school buses. You're absolutely right. That's it. But I'm not telling you we had to walk 6 miles uphill both ways in the snow. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that. We just walked. It was a safer time, and I can understand why parents don't like to allow their kids to walk. But it's so healthy, and if they walk in groups or with a parent coordinator, I think it can be very, very effective. So our proclamation today is whereas parents driving children to school can account for up to 25% of the morning rush hour traffic in the vicinity of schools. And whereas walking and bicycling to school reduces the number of vehicle trips in the vicinity of schools and potential conflicts between vehicles and pedestrians or bicyclists. And whereas reducing the number of vehicles driving students to school results in increased safety, reduced traffic congestion, improved air quality, and less fuel consumption in the vicinity of schools. And whereas the benefits related to physical activity at an early age play a leading role in reducing rates of heart disease, diabetes, and other obesity-related health problems among children. And whereas children walking and bicycling to school together with parents and caregivers opens opportunities to mentor children about pedestrian and bicycle safety and its benefits related to health and the environment. And now, therefore, the Washoe County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim October 11th, 2017 as International Walk to School Day and encourages all Washoe County citizens to walk or bicycle to school with their children while celebrating the benefits of increased safety and health. It's dated this 19th day of September 2017, signed by our Chair, Bob Lucy. Would you like to say? There you are.
Chairman, Commissioners, thank you for your time here. So it's back to school. Let me introduce myself before I get into this. My name is Officer Roger Markison. I'm taking over for MJ in the Safe Routes to School position. We're doing the transition that should be completed by December. So I'm a little new to this whole type of stuff. But like I said, school's back in session. And on a good note, we're having more and more kids walk and bike to school. On a bad note, though, we've had 5 vehicle versus pedestrian or bicycle accidents so far in this school year, 2 of which took place in Washoe County. The most recent was on Side Hill and Quartz, where an elementary school girl was walking to school and she was struck by a car last Friday. So this, Safe Routes to School, these single-day events, this helps us promote that even though these incidents happen, there are safe routes to school. Some of the things that people think are deterrents are actually a myth, and we have things that we can give to parents and talk to them about reasons why it is safe to walk to school, it is safe to bike to school, because their perception in the car is different than the reality from the sidewalk. October 11th, we invite all of you guys to the International Walk to School Day. It's celebrated here. It's about a week later here because we are lucky to have that 1 week off in the fall. It's actually 1 week earlier for all the other school districts, but we're doing it 1 week later. Commissioner Lucy has agreed to come and walk with us. We're starting at, My Favorite Muffin on California and going all the way to Mount Rose Elementary School. We'll have some city council members and other dignitaries there, and it should be a good time. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us and supporting Safe Routes to Schools. Thank you.
Officer, you said we're actually leaving My Favorite Muffin? I signed up for just staying.
We're gonna spend as much time as possible at my favorite muffin.
Oh, wait. Okay, I gotta,
Are you buying?
yeah,
Commissioner
ooh,
Lacey?
yeah, I don't know about that. All right, I'll walk, but I challenge all the commissioners and I challenge all elected officials to get out. I've participated. I'll buy muffins. How about that? I'll buy muffins. But I've done it every year that I've been elected, and we did a double diamond last year. We've done it, and it's phenomenal. I think I challenge every official to get out because it's important. Walking your kids to school, making sure they have safe routes, making sure that pedestrians are safe on our sidewalks and on our streets, and making sure that the drivers are aware. We have to be, we can put as many crosswalks in and lights and to acknowledge pedestrians, but it really takes a cognizant awareness of people out on the road to pay attention and make sure that our kids are safe every day going to school. And so when we have guests like this that are take time to walk to school and participate. My neighbor's daughter walks to school all the time. We need to make sure that we're monitoring our speeds out there. So, officer, thank you for all your time. I appreciate it. All the efforts that you've done, and obviously MJ with there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's take a picture. You're a perfect reason why we need to do this.
I think we're off center. You gotta come this way. I promise
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. We got a new one doing this now.
Yeah, we're good. Here we go. Right here at the camera in 3, 2. One more. Here we go. 3, 2. Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Taking this on.
So, Roger, hold on. So, what's the name of your family?
At your parents' wedding.
He's only 15. Yeah, that's right.
Does he really? Does he really?
He doesn't stop.
He just looks and goes. All right. At this time, I would look for a motion.
Moved. Second.
I have a
We might want to check to see if we have public comment.
I don't have any public comment signed in.
Okay, just want to make
Thank
that
you,
on
sir.
record.
Appreciate it. These new technological fancy dangle systems, they tell me all kinds of fun stuff over here. So I have a motion by Commissioner, Madam Vice Chair, second by Commissioner Hartung. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
I don't have a.
Well, I don't think we're doing the vote.
Oh, sorry. Just go ahead.
Yeah, we'll just take the verbal vote on this today.
Yeah, mine's not up here.
Yeah, and we don't have it because it's not showing up on any of our pads for that. So we will move on to item 8, donations.
Mr. Chair, item 8 are your donations for this month, and
Madam Vice Chair, would you please read in the donations for me?
I certainly will, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. So we are accepting a Burning Man donation of $8,500. I'm putting my glasses on. It's helpless. I can't help it. For Gerlach Combination Fire Department, which is a really great donation. We are delighted with Burning Man and all the fun stuff they do, but this kind of a donation is really great for Gerlach. We're also accepting a $45,850 donation for the District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center for equipment, operational, and program needs for 5 individual and organizational donors. So we really appreciate that. And then we are accepting monetary donations to the Washoe County Regional Animal Services totaling $8,611.99 for the period of April 1, 2017 through June 30th, 2017. And this will be used for humane care and treatment of sick and/or injured, stray, abandoned, or at-risk animals. And once again, it is so delightful that we have citizens who help out. We probably receive more donations to our Animal Services Department than to any other group, but we certainly are appreciative of every donation that we receive here. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I would move that we approve all 3 donations.
Great, I have a motion. I have a second by Commissioner Hartung. We'll see if we,
Public comment?
I don't have any public comment signed in on on this item. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Mr.
Aye.
Chairman?
Yes.
It does look like we have someone signed in on 8A.
I'm not seeing it, okay. Well, I'll allow you, because it's not, I'm not seeing on my pad, so why don't you call that for me, Madam Clerk?
Kathy Brandhorst.
Okay.
It didn't show up at first.
Mr. Manager, I think we're having some issues with all of our iPads as well. Ms. Brandhorst, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Kathy Brandhorst, and I'm also the United States President. I'm talking on 8A, accept Burning Man donation, $8,500. This is part of a lawsuit. It must be paid. So if you think it's a donation, it is not. It's a lawsuit being charged against the Burning Man. It says Gerlach Combination Fire Department. Yes, we had to call the fire department to make sure that the rest of the audience would not burn to death. He is a Burning Man, I guess that's what they call him, but he will set the audience on fire. And people will start running, and of course, everybody knows that the Burning Man has never been hired here in the city at all. He doesn't have a job, so he doesn't have this program, Burning Man, as you call him. And when we have to call the Gerlach Combination Fire Department every time that he has a show, it costs us the money because you don't have nothing to support yourselves either, because that man is not in business. So he's going to burn everybody in the audience as much as he can, so this is part of a lawsuit. Burning Man Festival, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The Burning Man Festival is much, much higher than lawsuits. It's also called murder. When you set somebody on fire with the burning flame, burning your hair maybe that's how it continues, you know, to burn your entire body. And also your clothing, they're not flammable either. So you have to decide if you're going to burn to death while he's there in the show. He's never been there. You actually don't have the leg to stand on because you don't have the protection yourself either, that he has no show at all. So I just wanted to let you know the Burning Man Festival, that's exactly what I am talking about. It says personal costs. Yes, it's going to cost all of us that lawsuit money in order to put some of those people back together, because the hospitals have to take care of the people that were set on fire. And this is burning humans.
Thank you, Ms. Brandhorst. You know, and now, sorry, we're having some technical difficulty this morning, so, and now, for 8B, Mr. D.A. Hicks, would you like to come up and say a few comments about the donations for the Child Advocacy Center? And as Mr. Hicks is coming up to the podium, you know, I wanted to point out that $45,850 was a joint effort of a number of individuals, and I'm just going to briefly read those off. The Community Foundation of Western Nevada, also known as the Mason T. Ortiz Foundation, donated $750. The Hot August Nights Foundation donated $5,000. Transforming Youth Recovery, the Stacy Matheson Fund, donated $20,000, and Renown also donated $20,000 for that grand total of $45,850. So, welcome, District Attorney Hicks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. I really appreciate the opportunity to quickly address you this morning about these wonderful donations that we've received. The daily impact that the Washoe County Child Advocacy Center is having on this community and is having on child victims of abuse can't be overstated. The services and treatment child victims are receiving and the sentences that are being handed down to child sexual predators, it's unprecedented in this community, unprecedented. And that's because of the Child Advocacy Center. Its mission is to ensure the health and safety of the child in a child-friendly environment for the purpose of minimizing trauma, providing advocacy, and supporting effective investigations and prosecutions. I'm proud to say that we are striving to meet that mission every day. Sadly, the need for the Child Advocacy Center in this community was underestimated by us when we started it. We are already outgrowing our building. We are understaffed, and we fall short on much-needed resources for child victims. And that's why these amazing donations are so important. It doesn't matter the size, private citizen or large-scale operation, organization, it all makes a difference. And so, Mr. Chair, I appreciate you acknowledging the individuals who donated that money. I would just like briefly to say a little bit more.
Yeah, please.
First off, we received a $100 donation from Kathleen and Richard Treychuk. Secondly, you mentioned the Mason T. Ortiz Foundation. That's named after a young man who lost his life at 16 years of age. I can say that I had the pleasure of knowing him, and he was probably one of the finest human beings I've ever met. That foundation strives to make differences in kids' lives consistent with what Mason, with who he was. And they donated $750 to the Child Advocacy Center because they know the importance of it. Secondly, the Hot August Nights. Everybody here knows that aside, in addition to the wonderful event they put on every year, that foundation gives so much to our community. They give scholarships. They give resources for education. They really strive to assist in-need or at-risk children in our community, and I can tell you when Executive Director Mike Wan came to the Child Advocacy Center, he recognized that that is in-need and at-risk children at the fullest. And so they gave us a $5,000 check. This third is Transforming Youth Recovery. And that's a foundation here in town that's dedicated to improving the way our society addresses substance abuse. The chair of that foundation is Stacy Matheson. And when she came and got a tour of the Child Advocacy Center, she immediately recognized the correlation between child trauma and substance abuse when someone grows older. And so that organization gave us $20,000. And that money is earmarked. It necessarily will go to our counseling services, which is so important in helping these young children work through what they're dealing with.
That's great.
Lastly, Renown. A wonderful hospital, wonderful organization, does so much for this community. Their community board liaison, Keith Fuchs, is here with us as well today. Renown's vision is a healthy community. I know you all have heard that. Well, a healthy community just goes so hand in hand with what we're doing at the Child Advocacy Center, because we are treating our youngest, most vulnerable citizens and hopefully improving their futures. And so they also gave us a $20,000 check. The reason I wanted to be here today, because we're talking about $45,000 this community gave to the Child Advocacy Center to help us improve our services, improve victims' lives, and improve prosecutions. And I just, as I stand here, cannot thank those organizations enough, cannot thank those people enough. I can say that they truly are contributing to making the children in our community safer and improving the futures of child victims.
So thank you for letting me speak. I hope I'm up here many times accepting these donations because our advocacy center is truly flourishing and making a big, big difference. So thank you for the time.
Thank you, District Attorney. You know, and I want to thank not only the individuals that donated today, because it's because of donations like that that allow us to continue yourself and your staff to do the amazing work that you do over there. But you and Deputy DA Nicole, your wife, Nicole Hicks, and Julie Scow, and all of your staff over there have been paramount to the success of the Child Advocacy Center. And it's without your guys' leadership, the two of you, we wouldn't see the success that we do today. And so I want to thank you as well for the time and effort and energy that you both have convicted to that center and the children of our region. So thank you as much.
Thank you very much. I can speak on behalf of everybody in my office and say it truly is a labor of love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing no further comment at this time, we have a motion by Madam Vice Chair, second by Commissioner Hartung. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, Mr. Manager, we are on to our consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, your consent agenda today are represented in items 9A1, 9A2, and I just wanted to make a brief comment about both of these. And we have representatives here from the Comptroller's Office, Russ Morgan, to represent the Comptroller's Office for this item. First at 9A1, this is the 22nd year that our purchasing office in the Comptroller's Office has achieved the Excellence in Procurement Award from the National Purchasing Institute. So very proud of that accomplishment. And then 9A2 is our annual, popular annual financial reporting document, which has won that award from the Government Finance Officers Association. And the purpose of that particular document is to take all of our financial information and put it into terms that that we can understand, that I can understand, and those of us who aren't in the day-to-day, like Russ is, come on up, Russ, that we can understand the financial information. So perhaps Russ would want to make a few words.
Russ, please.
Good morning. My name is Russ Morgan. I'm one of the accounting managers in the Comptroller's Department. Kathy Hill, our Comptroller, is not here available today because, ironically, she is interviewing a new purchasing manager candidate. And I'm sure that Kathy will explain to all the candidates that we have a record of 22 years of receiving the Purchasing Officer Award, and it's not going to be on their watch that we will lose it. So the stakes are high. So we are very proud of all these awards that we get, and I will make sure that all our purchasing team, including the buyers and our other folks, are aware that we have achieved a great milestone. As far as the PAFR, that is something new from the Government Finance Officers Association. As you may be aware, we also have a long-running streak. I believe it's over 30 years now on the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. So we're looking to make the PAFR a similarly long-earned award. As Mr. Slaughter indicated, it condenses about a 250-page document into 4 or 5 pages that's understandable to everyone. So I'm very proud to accept these awards on behalf of the Comptroller's Office. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. We appreciate it. Commissioners, any comments? Commissioners? Well, Russ, thank you. Please carry back the message to all the staff in the Comptroller's Office. We are delighted that you have been selected to receive these awards. You work diligently every year, day in, day out on our finances and our budgets and making sure that we stay within those. And it is what makes our world go round. And we want to thank you for all the time and effort that your staff puts into this. So with that, I will look for a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion by Madam Vice Chair, second by Commissioner Hartung. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you. Good job.
Motion.
Thank you. I will spread the word. We enjoy what we do. We have a great team.
Great.
We're counting on you. As it should be.
Thank you, Rush. Have a wonderful day.
Mr. Chair, and just for the record, there was no public comment on that item.
There was no public comment on that item. Thank you. All right, we are on to, we at the end of our consent agenda, and we are on to item 10. Mr. Manager.
Item 10, this is a very exciting presentation that we're going to have. We met earlier, the team, the Sonic Screwdrivers. They're here to do a presentation. So this is an appearance by the coach, Patty Poston, and the co-coach, Kristen Bubana, and with our 2016-17 Nevada State Champions First Tech Challenge team, the Sonic Screwdrivers.
Awesome. Welcome back, ladies.
Where's the chainsaw?
So we are very grateful to be here today and talk about an organization that has greatly impacted our lives. So as a robotics team, we build robots, right? But our organization is more than that. So what organization are we part of? We are part of FIRST. So what is FIRST? As you can see, FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. We have to design, build, and program a robot to compete. FIRST is an exciting program that gives us real-world experience in technology, engineering, and business. Our division inside of FIRST is called FTC, which stands for First Tech Challenge. There are thousands of teams around the world that compete in First Tech Challenge, but Nevada is poorly represented and does not have as many teams as other states. We would like to change that. Last year, we won the highest award at the state championship and made it to Super Regionals West. We were part of the 72 out of 1,200 teams that made it to the competition.
FIRST is divided into 4 different groups. There's Junior FLL, which is building models out of Legos to solve a certain problem for that year. And then the next step up from Junior FLL is FLL, which is building a robot out of Legos and programming it to complete certain tasks on their playing field. Then FTC is bigger robots, and they're made out of metal, as you can see, instead of Legos. FRC is one step ahead and everything on a much bigger scale.
I would like to tell you about the key points we achieved this year. Learning. Our team has learned a ton this year. When we started FTC last year, we had to start at the beginning. We didn't even know what a hex wrench was. Now we know how to solder, drill, build a robot, program, and do CAD. It was amazing to learn all of this, as well as to learn how to be a team. Another aspect I learned was how to be the team's business manager. As a business manager, I had to learn how to reach out to the business community and do fundraising. This meant presenting our team to business leaders around Reno. Teaching. We took all that we learned last year and have taught and presented over 100 children throughout the summer. We even held about 5 camps last summer and have hands-on robotics teaching with children in the Reno area. And this year, we are teaching a semester-long robotics class. It has been such a pleasure to teach these children how to do useful things. Two of the core values of FIRST are gracious professionalism and cooperation. Gracious professionalism is one of them. It states that character is what matters most in all that you do. Cooperation, this especially comes out during competition when we practice cooperation where we help even our competition do their best. Gratefully, we were able to accomplish this all while we were having fun.
But FIRST isn't just about a robot. In addition to learning to build and program, we have given presentations to businesses around Reno, and we've also done a lot of volunteer work. We have taught a lot of Junior FLL and FLL classes, and we are currently coaching 2 Junior FLL teams. We think outreach is important because it helps us connect with the surrounding engineering community, and it helps us gain more experience.
So every year there is a different game in FTC. We have to build a robot and score on different aspects of the field, which makes for a fun challenge. So Velocity Vortex was last year's game. And this was a robot that we used to compete in last year's game. So, relic recovery. Relic recovery is this year's game. And as you can see, there are many different aspects than last year's game. We have to build a different robot that can capture maybe those cubes in the middle of the field and place them in specific points on the field. So that and many others are just a few of the opportunities for scoring. So on the field, there are two alliances at one time, the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance. There are 2 teams on each alliance, which makes for 4 robots on the field in one game.
So, this is a video from a few years ago of a match. And we wanted to show this to you to point out a few things.
We'll see if we can get the video started for you.
Okay, and we wanted to because just there, a ref flagged down a penalty. And as you can see, there are the 2 sides, the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance, and the 4 different robots and 4 different teams. There are 2 refs, or 4 refs, depending on how many scoring opportunities there are on the playing field.
So some of our goals as a team is we want to help spread STEM to our surrounding community and help others learn about FIRST. And as a team, we want to advance to Worlds and participate in an international competition.
Let's drive. So what's really special about our robot and sets it apart from other robots is our mechanism wheels. So mechanism wheels take 4 motors to operate. And you might be wondering, why am I saying they're so special? They just look almost like regular wheels. So what's really special is they can strafe left and right and basically go in any direction that you can program them to go in. We have programmed them to go side to side, forwards, backwards, in a circle, and diagonally. So Sarah, do you maybe want to tell us about some of our sensors on our robot?
So for our competition, we didn't just drive the robot. We had to also program it for an autonomous period. And we utilized 4 different sensors. We used 2 color sensors, and then an optical distance sensor, which assisted us in helping us determine how far away we were from the wall. And in the center of our robot, which you probably can't see, is a gyro sensor that helped us immensely in keeping our robot straight during autonomous.
So thank you very much for taking the time to watch our presentation, and we are very grateful.
Wow, great job. Ladies, I have to be the first to tell you, this is absolutely impressive. And to see the 4 of you standing in front of me at your young age have built such an amazing machine and have such a wealth of information in regards to robotics and what it does. And I see future leaders in front of me, future engineers, future leaders of companies. I see bright futures for all 4 of you. And I think you have done a wonderful job here today. Your presentation was amazing. Your robot is amazing. I'm excited to know that all 4 of you live in the South Valleys, down in the South District. Oh no, I'm going to take all advantage of this. You get to watch me do this. And the more that you guys can continue to contribute to the community and help inspire other young boys and girls to participate in challenges such as FIRST and the FTC challenges. I think it's the life skills that you have are helping create in other kids your age are phenomenal. And I don't even want to call you kids. I think you're young entrepreneurs and young, amazing individuals. And I think that you have a bright future. And just well done, well done. What an amazing presentation you've done today. Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you. I also want to thank the parents, because without great parents and great coaches, children don't have the direction and the leadership they need. So you guys are very lucky and you're very blessed, but you're also very talented. And so I agree with Commissioner Lucy. I look forward to seeing great things from all four of you. Thank you very much. And this was fascinating. How you ever figured out how to do that is beyond my imagination. I'm clearly not as smart as you are. So thank you very much for coming and joining us. This was great fun.
Commissioner Hartung.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I echo the sentiments of my colleagues. Well done. Are the wheels, and I've been disconnected to this world for a while, are those is that your design?
No, it's not our design, but what was kind of complicated about the wheels is that we had to learn how to program them to go in
Okay.
different directions.
I see this as a methodology to parallel park. I can never get into the dang space. I'm always cattywampus in one way or another. I think that, yeah, this is, it. And here's what I see, and my own children were very involved in science, and kudos to the parents, because you have to drive them that direction. They have to have the internal drive, but you guys have done a great job with respect to keeping them on track. God bless you. That's wonderful. But the ideas that they'll come up with, you have no idea what they're going to solve in the future. You have no idea what you're going to solve in the future. That's the amazing thing. And you are our future generation. You are the answer to innumerable problems that either already plague us or that will plague us in the future. Stay the course. You will not regret it. And I promise you this is what I used to tell my children. I'll use mathematics as an example. If you decide you don't want to take a mathematics or a chemistry course or a science course along the way, you will come to a point in the future where you'll say, I regret that. If you take the class, you will never say, I regret taking that class. I promise you. So press on and keep going. You know, we have a wonderful new addition at the university. And Commissioner Lucy and I heard this the other day, the new College of Engineering building. And it's waiting for you. It's just waiting for you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Hartung. Commissioner Herman.
Just want to say I'm so proud of you. You're setting a good example for all the kids you know. Thank you very much.
Manager Slaughter.
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to briefly mention how this wonderful team came to my attention. I was attending a library board meeting about 2 months ago, I believe, 3 months ago. Director Scott is here as well, and some of his staff were here earlier today. And I think the story goes that the team was meeting at our Washington County Library in the South Valleys, and our library staff noticed them and took notice, and then through various resources at the library, here they are today. So just as the son of a librarian, I just wanted to point out the importance of our libraries and our library system as well.
Well, I want to continue. I agree, Manager Slaughter. I mean, the STEM program that we offer down at the South Valleys Library is awesome, and I continue to support that. I've continued to put money into that program. I want to continue to see individuals like yourself show up at our library and make sure that all the kids are just as smart as you. I mean, you guys are brilliant. I'm just absolutely thrilled and blown away by the amazing things that you've come up with today. And Commissioner Hartung is right. You have a bright future in front of you. There's so much resource out there, and I think there's nothing but the sky's the limit for you guys. So, Commissioner Hartung.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and you triggered something for me here. Our next appearance will be a young lady who received a grant. We've dubbed it the YES grant, which is Youth Engaged in Service, but there's an arm of that called Youth Engaged in Science. And I would encourage you to sort of keep track because that grant will be available to young people like you to do certain kinds of things in your community. And so it'll teach you how to go through the grant making process and applying and understanding how that whole thing works. And it has to be here in Washoe County, so it will only be available to young people such as yourselves. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Great. So, all right, thank you, ladies. And hopefully we'll see you back here when you win your next medal. All right? Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for coming.
you.
And thank you, everybody. All right, Mr. Manager, we are on to item
11.
Item 11, sir.
And I think continuing on this, sort of this track
It's a
we've been
great
on.
day today.
It is a great day with all of the youth we've had here, wonderful youth. So this is an appearance with Adeline Trimble, who we met earlier, and she is here to give the board an update regarding her grant projects.
Great. Commissioner Hartung.
Commissioners, thank you again. Von Hartung for the record. And I have with me Adeline Trimble today. Adeline came to my attention some months ago when she was involved in a number of community-oriented projects. And she was the impetus for us thinking about the YES grant, Youth Engaged in Service. And we gave her $2,500 and asked her to go out into the community and make a difference in a number of places. So what she's here to tell us today is about the difference that she made, what she did with that money, and the impacts that she made in our community and at her school. And so without further delay, Miss Adeline Trimble. Welcome, Adeline.
Mr. Chair, I have a handout to
Marvelous.
go with the
Thank you.
presentation.
Welcome, Adeline.
Thank you.
All right, are you ready? All right. Well, let's hear it. I want to hear all these good stuff.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Adeline Trimble and I am 8 years old. I am a third grader at Spanish Springs Elementary School. This is the YES Grant Impact Report. This was presented to the Washoe County Board of County Commissioners. In April, I received a $2,500 grant from Commissioner Von Hartung. I had to help a minimum of 5 organizations and a maximum of $500 per organization. They had to be a nonprofit or an organization within Washoe County. I selected and contacted the organizations. Once the money was received, I got invited to hand out items and I got some tours. The organizations I chose were St. Mary's Hospital, Renown Hospital, Children's Cabinet, Kids Cottage, the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, Spanish Springs Library, and Spanish Springs Elementary School. For St. Mary's, I donated to the American Cancer Society. They bought hats through Love Your Melon. Love Your Melon donates 50% of the profit given to organizations fighting children's cancer. I received a tour of the St. Mary's Cancer Treatment Facility. For Renown Hospital, I donated to the Renown Health Foundation. They also bought hats through Love Your Melon. I got to deliver the hats directly to the kids undergoing cancer treatment. I talked to the parents about why I did this. The kids loved the hats, and I got a tour of the cancer facility. For the children's cabinet, they were able to buy 43 baby thermometers. The reason they bought these was because many families don't have the money for basic health and safety supplies. For Kids Cottage, just in time for back to school, they were able to buy 11 more backpacks, more than 30 notebooks, pens, pencils, glue sticks, and paper. And on the right, you were able to see the list of everything they bought. For the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, I did a donation of money plus a canned food drive. The canned food drive went through my school, and we collected over 900 cans of food and collected over 900 pounds of food. I delivered them to the food bank. Me and my dad delivered them to the food bank. I received a wooden spoon, and they only give the wooden spoons to big donors, and I got a tour of that facility. For the Spanish Springs Library, they were able to purchase 2 Raspberry Pi sets, and Raspberry Pis are mini computers that can be programmed. I got to play Super Mario Brothers on the Raspberry Pis that Brandon programmed. And Brandon is a student at UNR. They also purchased a Lego Mindstorm kit. They built it and programmed the robot. I got to play with the robot using Chris's phone. This is part of the library's Code It, Build It, which teaches kids and adults to program each week. And the last organization I chose was my school, Spanish Springs Elementary School. They purchased adaptive PE equipment, and adaptive PE equipment helps kids with special needs. They bought an Ultimate Scooter basketball set, and so you sit on these little scooters and you can attach hoops to them, and then you try and shoot balls into the hoops. And then they also bought a 4-pair team walker, and these items help everyone play together. For my future plans, I have applied for another 2017 Disney YSA Friends for Change grant. My project name is Homeless Helpers. My plan is to make care packs to hand out at the homeless shelter. This will run through a school drive. This will contain hats, gloves, crackers, granola bars, toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, soap, shampoo, deodorant, and washcloths, and socks. If I receive the grant money, I will use the money for reusable bags for care packs, water, hand warmers, razors and shaving cream, and fresh fruit. And lastly, but most importantly, thank you for the support. Thank you, Commissioner Hartung and the Board of County Commissioners for all the support. Thank you, Mayor Hillary Sheevy, for the support in the last meeting. Thank you, my Spanish Springs Principal, Jim Verdi, my Spanish Springs Counselor, Trudy Kibela, my brother and sister for counting and sorting the items, my mom and dad for supporting me and helping me with all my stuff, and everyone in my school for donating and supporting me. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
Well, Ms. Trimble.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
It does a huge round of applause. Yeah, I mean, that is a standing ovation is not. Adeline, let me be the first to say congratulations and amazing work. You have done so much in such a short period of time through the leadership of Commissioner Hartung and putting together the YES grant. You have been the first inaugural recipient of that grant, and you really have done it justice. You have truly set the gold standard of what the YES grant really means. And my hat is off to you, little lady. You have done a phenomenal job in such a short amount of time, and you have affected so many people in so many ways. At your age, that is tremendous, and I can't thank you enough for all the time and effort and for your parents and the support that you've done, but it's all because of you. So you can thank us all you want, but really the special person behind all this is you. You're amazing. You really are. Madam Vice Chair.
Absolutely cannot tell you what a special young lady you are. You have a marvelous heart, and it's so great for you to have done the things you've done. I'm so impressed. Thank you very much. And please, please continue to move forward and show people how good you really are. Thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Commissioner Herman.
And you definitely have set an example for the kids in your school. I'm really proud of you, too. Thank you.
Commissioner Hartung.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm like a proud uncle here. I was so impressed with her to begin with, and now she's just raised the bar. She's just an amazing young lady, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge her parents who help her with these kinds of projects, and that is so important, and we forget how important parents are in keeping young people moving. Even though they have a lot of motivation and they have this great drive, that it still takes I would not even want to know the number of hours that her mother Dana Trimble has put in and her father Robin Trimble has put in to assisting, which is very important in helping her to achieve her goals. And I'm so impressed with this young lady. I'm looking forward to the next hurdle.
Well, and Madam Vice Chair.
Mr. Chair, I want to make sure that I point out that she lives in Commissioner Hartung's district.
I know. He gets a win today. I'll take a tie with him, but I'm done. Hey, you know what? She beats hands down. She wins hands down today. I concede. All right. Well, Adeline, thank you for the wonderful presentation today. Thank you for the wonderful update. Continue to do the hard work that you continue to do, and we'll be there every lockstep with you. Whatever you need from us, we're here to support you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could we do another photograph? So
Absolutely.
That we can
Let's please do
posted
that.
online with Adeline's family, and I know we have Mr. Scott from the library. I think it would be appropriate.
I'll stand next to you.
I know you're okay, but that doesn't mean that you can't be in the Sorry. Yes, I didn't see you on that.
I have to get back a little bit.
Pull the specs. I can't see you.
All right, here we go. And here we go in 3, 2. One more, here we go. 3, 2. Great.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So proud of you. Good job.
Congratulations, Mom.
I know, I saw. All right. Chief, are you ready? All right. So, Mr. Manager, we are going to move on to item 12 now, and this is an update. This is an update on wildland fire season, and so we have Chief Moore from Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I give you the update, I wanted to inquire if Adeline Trimble would be available to help me negotiate the next labor agreement.
You're going to need her help, I guarantee it. I guarantee you're going to need her help. Go ahead.
Very smart, articulate young lady. Yesterday, we had not one, but 3 wildland fires that were simultaneous. The first started what we called the cone fire above Verdi, which is just barely into Truckee Meadows jurisdiction, and a lot of deadfall. There is a lot of smoldering still going on. When the woodchuck fire broke out, we had to abandon that fire and leave it to the Forest Service to continue to extinguish. So I'm a little concerned for that fire in that we have a wind event coming tomorrow, and there's still a lot of smoldering going on, so we're working hard to get full containment on that fire before the wind event arrives. A 1-acre fire in Sun Valley also occurred, and that was extinguished without incident. But then simultaneous to that, then the woodchuck fire broke out. I'm very grateful for the cooperation of all regional partners, not only including fire, but law enforcement and the county manager's office who helped with messaging, and that was certainly wanted to say thank you. So this indicates we're getting late in the season, but we're still not out of wildland fire season, and we may not be until the end of October. Or possibly in November, at least not until we get some appreciable snow and cooler temperatures. So again, another wind event for Wednesday. We're concerned about that. I have not heard if a red flag warning is predicted, but nevertheless, gusty winds are the thing that we fear the most. I wanted to say thanks again to my staff for working so hard and getting around this fire to where we could keep fire from the homes. I do have a very short video that if tech services could queue up for me. The video is as the helicopters were coming in from NDF, we were making water drops on an area just behind Aspen Glen. Let's get a little worried about the flame activity as it was getting very close. You don't see. This is about the 4th or 5th drop that they were making on that area. You can see a lot of firefighters on the hillside there, but this was the last challenge of keeping the fire out of Aspen Glen. Fire was starting to get into those trees. Again, the winds were very erratic. 1 second the fire would be being pushed uphill, the next second it would be pushed downhill. So a successful conclusion again, and thanks to everybody involved.
Thank you, Chief. Commissioners, any comments?
Well done.
You know, Chief, I did get the opportunity to go out and meet with Manager Slaughter out at Aspen Glen yesterday, and I gotta say, one, thank you to you and all of the staff at Truckee Meadows Fire Protection for such a quick response to that area in such a weird, erratic wind as you were talking about yesterday. That windstorm was just all over the place. You didn't know when it was changing and shifting on you. But I also want to thank all of our partnering agencies that came and helped with the support. Because of a lack of our ability to get air support on it very early, we had to do a lot of that on the ground. And the City of Reno, City of Sparks, Douglas Fire was there, North Lake Tahoe was there. Everybody really responded quickly. And as you pointed out, we had 3 fires going simultaneously throughout the county. Our guys, once again, got called into action and very rapidly. So I want to thank you and staff for your quick response. Had it not been for yours and our Truckee Meadow firefighters' quick response, we would have had some serious issues to deal with today. And thankfully, because of your actions, we don't. And so please, once again, carry that thank you on to all of the staff. And I want to, and for those who are listening, all those partnering agencies that helped us yesterday.
I will do that, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for the update. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. Manager, we are on to our final public comment of the afternoon, item 13.
Mr. Chair, this is our final public comment, and comment heard on this item is limited to 3 minutes per person, may pertain to matters both on and off the commission agenda, and comments to be made to the commission as a whole.
Thank you. First, I have Ms. Kathy Brandhorst.
My name is Kathy Brandhorst, and I'm also the United States President. I just wanted to update you on the robots are still existing. And of course, we only wanted robots, to help us, with the mail and et cetera, even in City Hall or in the county commissioners. But we are finding out that the robots are being stolen from the schools. They're also stolen from other areas and businesses because they are used for people who are not human at all. They are wearing the human body parts to make themselves look more humanized, and we need to look more into the robot demonstrations because we don't need this at all. The girls are really intelligent. They are very smart, but we need them to know that they are also used for other weapons. Also, number 12 is the wild land fire season. It's still arson. They are still setting the grass on fire deliberately, and it has been not controlled because it takes us some time for us to control the fires because the grass is very dry. The Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District, I just wanted to let you know, since arson is still in the area and it's still set on fire, we are still losing houses up there, and also humans have been set on fire up there too. And the ashes from the human bodies are starting to fall too. I found some ashes, not this morning, but 3 or 4 days ago in my home, and the vacuum, when I vacuumed the rug, it said I picked up some body ashes off the rug. Oh my God. So I just wanted to let you know this is still going on in my territory, and of course the fires are right behind me. The hills are very close to me also. So I just wanted to let you know I'm still in the area. I'm still on C Street, but we are still needing help because we have a rapist, we still have the murders, and we have people who do not live there on the property at all. Thank you.
Next, I have Mr. Danny Cleus.
Danny Cleus for the record. I haven't been speaking much lately, and it's a personal thing because I've been sitting back and watching and listening to everything that everybody else is saying. Every time I come here, I look up there. It says working together regionally. I don't see that happening. I don't have my granddaughter out as much as I'd like at my house anymore. I get her maybe once a month. It sucks because we still have the same problem that nobody wants to address. The speeding cars. During the air races, it was even worse. Soon as 5 o'clock came around, we knew, don't have your dogs outside, don't be outside, don't even talk in the street, don't do nothing else, because unfortunately, we had them coming down our streets, and they were lost because part of Lynn Valley is still still closed. So they go down to the closed signs and everything else. We need more sheriffs out there in Lemon Valley. We need more sheriffs, period. If you have more sheriffs, the speeding wouldn't be happening. You need somebody to patrol these areas. If there's a presence of a cop, they don't speed. It's just like the highway. Everybody's going to 80 miles an hour until they see a highway patrolman. Then they slow down to 60, 55. If that presence was all the time, wouldn't have that problem. Something I listened to last week and sort of disturbs me a little bit, but it's sort of a good thing too. Mr. Dwayne Smith said some things that were excellent. We've been telling you this for 8 months, the same things that he came up with. I've spoken to Dwayne Smith personally, way before any of this ever happened. Wasn't his idea. So it's a good thing that you guys heard it from him now. Maybe you guys should start listening to the people. We don't need a piece of paper saying, we're a degree, we have a degree, you should listen to us. We live it every day of the year. Again, working together regionally. You guys need to come together and figure something out. We tried. I've been sitting back being calm, waiting to see what's going to happen. And nothing yet. Thank you.
All right, seeing no further public comment, bring it back to the board. We're on to item 14, Mr. Manager.
Mr. Chair, item 14 is Commissioner Manager announcements, future agenda items.
You have anything, sir?
I have nothing. Thank you.
Commissioner Herman? Commissioner Harton? All right, seeing nothing from me, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.